Gray was defending on the play.
Well, that was a good call. He was open. The ball was thrown just a little bit behind him.
The big look-in play. Johnny Unitas did that a lot in his championship days with the Colts.
And that's tough for small defensive backs to cover. You really got a tight end flanked out there coming across the middle.
Gordy Saraceno, number 58, rookie from Stanford, replaces Dan Buns in the middle. He's inexperienced. Let's see if they capitalize the Chargers. Winslow in motion, 2nd and 10 at the 49. Bounces throw to the sideline to Thomas is complete and out of bounds. Well-rehearsed play, and Fouts is down, and he's helped up there by number 79, Al Cowlings. First down, however, for the Chargers.
Al Cowlings can rush the passer. We talked about that. He keeps coming. They have 2 men on him, and he splits them. He still keeps coming. He's hit by Webb and Collins.
Went to high school with O.J., college and the pros at Buffalo, so he has followed the trail with O.J. Simpson. Larry Burton, top of the screen. The handoff here is to Williams, who scored the touchdown for the Chargers and gets nothing on the play.
Handoff to Clarence Williams.
Blocked by the right side of the line. So it'll be 2nd down, clock running, 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first half. Ray Wersching's 33-yard field goal after a scoreless first quarter put San Francisco in front. And then following a good mixed drive, it was Williams' a 3-yard run to give San Diego a 7-3 edge. There's Saraceno, the middle linebacker, in place of Buns. 2nd and 9 at the 37. Cowlings and Board, their pass rushers in. Thomas stopped at the 35-yard line. Scott Hilton, number 55. Let's see how the rookie middle linebacker performed on this play.
Well,
Saraceno
getting rid of the blocker, working laterally. Overran the play a little bit, but not too bad. Fouts is 13 of 16 for 115 yards.
Bob Martin, number 54, is in at linebacker now, and Hardman goes out. 4 linebacker alignment, 3rd and 7 at the 35-yard line for the Chargers. 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Fouts, quick pass up the middle. Winslow, a fine catch by Kellen Winslow. He has a first down at the 27-yard line. Mel Morgan to stop, but Winslow is showing why he's a top draft choice today.
You know what? When you have Winslow in there, you're playing with 3 wide receivers without having to substitute another wide receiver.
11-yard pickup. Winslow, adept as a wide receiver or as a tight end. We don't know about his blocking capabilities, but we know he can go deep and
That's
pass.
something he has to improve on. He has to improve on his blocking to play tight end.
And a 2-minute warning now as the Chargers, who got off to a slow start, are seemingly on the move again. When we resume, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 49ers 26.
Tony?
Winslow, McCrary, and joint. What?
In the second quarter.
Monday night?
53.
Do I need a card for that? I
They're
guess I
just
do.
rushing 3 men there.
You better tell the man,
If we
baby.
could, I say they're just rushing 3 men in that situation. He's got all day to throw. If we could show that sometime, he can look the whole field over.
You know what, hey, Tony? I mean, this is just a hunch. I don't know. But, you know, Winslow's doing so well, they may want to watch him. Joyner may figure in something soon, you know? Joyner may figure in something because I think they're wary of Winslow. And Winslow is a wide receiver right now. They have another tight end in there. You'll find out tomorrow night why Reese wants to quit the team on White Shadow, and Hawkeye gets caught between a wounded civilian and a military interrogator on MASH. Then a special showing of The Last Resort, followed by Lou Grant. It's all on CBS Monday night. Dan Fouts, after conferring with Coryell and Jim Hanifan, who is with Coryell in St. Louis, back in the huddle is Bill Walsh with the headset on the San Francisco side. 1st and 10 at the 26. 2 minutes to play. Joyner, number 18, wide to the left. They're using Winslow as a wide receiver. In motion is Thomas, 22. Fouts to Winslow. Stopped at the 20-yard line. Needs 4 yards. Clock is running. Willie Harper makes the stop. 1:45 coming up as you see on the screen.
Well, they're really using Winslow's height. Fouts is putting the ball up, and he's taking it away from the defense.
2nd and 3. The ball at the 19-yard line. Joyner split to the left. Thomas again in motion. And the pitch goes to Williams. Williams has Russ Washington blocking in front of him. He's close to a first down. Harper again. Linebacker makes the stop. Russ Washington, who's been a standby. First down for San Diego. Clock stops, 1:13 to go. At the 16-yard line, another timeout.
And Winslow already has 5 catches for 43 yards.
Well, that's enough for an entire game, and that's in the first 30 minutes. And he's not finished yet. We have 1:11 to go. Halftime. Brent Musburger, Jane Kennedy, and Irv Cross. The NFL Today will bring you up to date with scores and highlights in the NFL. So the Chargers have called, indeed, a timeout right now. And this is a very crucial moment, George, as far as the 49ers are concerned, because they want to stay in this game, and a TD here will hurt them.
If they can hold them to a field goal, they've done their job. If they give them a touchdown, it puts them at a great disadvantage. The big guy in this drive has been Winslow.
Winslow wasn't scheduled to start. He's listed as a tight end. Bob Klein was hit in the eye in practice and was not able to play. We've seen Greg McCrary perform a lot, but Winslow has been more prominent than even John Jefferson, who was shaken up a while, and Charlie Joyner, the veteran wide receiver.
The way to defense Winslow is hold him up and jam him and don't let him get off of that line of scrimmage. When he gets off that line of scrimmage and puts his hands up, you've got 10, 11 feet to defense.
You've done that a few times when you were coaching with some burners, haven't you?
The toughest way to play defense is to cover people. Jam them, hold them up, give them a different look. I would think he'd stay with Winslow in this area.
You're looking at Dan Fouts. Look at those statistics for Dan Fouts, who is becoming a poise. He was 3rd in the league last year. He's got to be ranked at least in the top 5, maybe higher. He's 3rd so far this week as a quarterback. He sat out almost an entire year as a holdout. Larry Burton, number 87, and Winslow 80 are the wide receivers right now. 1st and 10 at the 16. Winslow to the bottom, to the left. 1:02 to go in the first half. They're looking for 6 points. Here's the looping pass. Penalty marker down, but he drops the ball. Tim Gray might have pushed off. We'll see.
He did. Tim Gray made a move on him. We said he might go to Winslow. Watch Tim Gray come up and then hook him. Now he drops the ball. A receiver like that reminds me a little bit of Carmichael of the Eagles. You have to double him front and back, long and short.
Well, he's like a basketball player out there. And the way he has that balance with his hands to catch balls that a lot of other people drop. It is holding. It's defensive holding, so it's an automatic first down. The ball now is at the 11-yard line. 57 seconds to go, but it's that balance. Dave Logan also has that.
Yes.
The Cleveland Browns, that ability.
Gray did the proper thing. Don't let him score. Foul him if you have to.
Chargers can get a first down without scoring. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. In motion is Charlie Joyner. He looks to him, but the pass to Winslow, and he drops it. Then takes a lick. So Winslow's dropped the last 2.
Well, they're throwing them
No,
every
it's
down.
perfect. Yeah.
And the ball, I don't know whether we can see that. The ball was nose down and out in front of him. Watch it. Now watch. It's a tough catch. See how the ball nose down? He should have had it. But it's a tough catch.
He took a hit by Tim Gray. Scott Hilton's territory out there. 54 seconds, 2nd and 10 at the 11. This time Burton comes to the left. Joyner to the right. 7-3. San Diego Chargers lead. And the give to Williams up the middle. He gets inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Willie Harper makes the tackle. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Chicago Bears 17-13. So the Buccaneers are now 5-0, and they could have as much as a 3-game lead. And what do you think about that division, George?
Well, I think Tampa Bay, we said that last week after they beat the Rams. Tampa Bay is the team to beat.
They are the only undefeated team in the NFL because Pittsburgh lost, Cleveland lost to Houston, and Miami lost to the New York Jets.
And the reason they're for real is their defense. They have a solid defense. That's the first rule of winning. Build a defense.
So Minnesota is in second place, 2 games behind Tampa Bay in that division. Buffalo with an easy victory over the Baltimore Colts, 31-13. And the Colts are now 0-5. Buffalo 3-2, starting to make some progress. And I know you like that quarterback, Joe Ferguson.
I tried to make a trade for him. I think Ferguson is an underrated football player. He can run, he can pass, he's tough. He's never had a lot of material to work with. He's always had a poor defense. Most good quarterbacks have a good defense.
As we look at Bill Walsh, how do you feel O.J. Simpson is thinking these days? He left Buffalo, wanted to come to the West Coast. It was a running team. It's a balanced team. It looks like the Bills are on the threshold now, and the 49ers are still starting over.
Yes, I'm sure O.J. wishes he were healthier, but I still think O.J. is going to help the 49ers.
3rd and 7 at the 8-yard line. This is a big play for the 49ers right here. As George mentioned, if they can get away with only 3, they're in good shape. Joyner and Burton both to the left. 3rd down play. Quick toss and a mix-up. Incomplete. It was intended for Winslow. And it'll be 4th down. And so the 49ers, by hook or by crook, have managed to hold, and Girella comes in.
Well, they had a miscommunication on that. You don't want to make mistakes in there. Now that should give the 49ers a lift. Defense, the 49er defense is not playing badly.
And they haven't been playing that badly on offense either, compared to some of the things they've done in the past, but they have done better offensively. So it'll be a 26-yard attempt. Fuller holding for Roy Girella, who had an earlier field goal block. This kick is good, but the 49ers won't complain because the Chargers had 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line, and the 49ers held, and now the San Diego Chargers have upped their lead to 10-3. 42 seconds remaining in the first half here on a beautiful day in a packed house in San Diego. Now, of course, George, the thing for the 49ers do is that they have to do something offensively. They can't all of a sudden get...
First thing they got to do is get a good kick return so that DeBerg has some field position.
42 seconds to go. If you're Bill Walsh, what do you do now? You got DeBerg, and he hasn't gone too deep in this game.
If I get the ball to the 35, if we get the ball to the 35, we'll go with our 2-minute offense. We'll use our timeouts. We'll go deep at least twice. Hope for a break. Hope to get a penalty. The worst thing we should come out of it is an incomplete pass.
There is Lenville Elliott, number 35 to the right, and James Owens, number 20 to the left. 42 seconds to play in the first half. Roy Girella kicking. It's a short kick, and it's taken by Owens at the 2-yard line to the 20. Bauer, one of the Chargers, in on the play along with Keith King, number 57, a former safety, move to linebacker. An 18-yard return by James Owens. So 37 seconds show on the clock. 1st and 10 at the 20.
That last drive was 41 yards and 10 plays for the field goal. Speaking of Owens, I'd like to see Owens run a little harder in these kickoff returns. Usually the real good kickoff return people just drive through there. They don't wait for the opening. The opening is there or it isn't there. You make it on your own.
O.J. Simpson is out. Paul Hofer, number 36, is in the game along with Wilbur Jackson. 3 men are split wide. Solomon wide to the left. Rolling out is DeBerg. He has a lot of protection. And the pass coming back complete to Freddie Solomon at the 30-yard line. The clock is running, 25 seconds to go. 9-yard pickup. And now the 49ers use one of their timeouts. Freddie Solomon has not figured so far. He caught 8 passes last week.
Well, this is a what we call a transcontinental pass. The quarterback rolls out one way and throws back across the green. It's kind of a dangerous pass. Solomon comes back for it, which shows good judgment on his part. And he was an off receiver on the play. He was looking to the side. He was rolling. Nobody was open, so he threw back across the green. It was good communication on Solomon and DeBerg.
Denver trailing Oakland 7-3 in the second quarter. Oakland 1-3 coming into this game, but they have played all their games on the road, and this is their home opener.
Well, it's a big game for Oakland. They've lost 3 straight. They have to win this or their season is over in that division.
We've seen DeBerg rolling out as an option quarterback would in college in the last few series.
DeBerg is not real nimble. He's not the type of quarterback that you're going to be able to do a lot of things with, rolling out, sprint outs, scrambling, but he's just active enough that you can get away with a few rollouts. Time of possession this first half, Chargers 17-45, 49ers 12-15, and that's about the difference in the score.
2nd and 1 now for the 49ers at the 29-yard line, but the big story at the time, 21 seconds remaining. DeBerg to the air. Good protection for the moment. The pass is intercepted by Horn. Bob Horn, the middle linebacker, still with the ball inside the 25-yard line, and a timeout is called. And it was Bob Horn who had a key interception against Steve Grogan last week in New England.
Dick, we talked about what to do and what not to do. With 21 seconds to play, to throw short, intermediate passes is quite a risk. If you're going to throw deep, and the worst you get is an incomplete pass. If it's intercepted, they still got a long way to go. Now that's something that shouldn't have happened. That's really bad judgment on DeBerg's part.
Second interception and a 14-yard return. Second interception today. Woody Lowe, linebacker, made the first one. So on the season, DeBerg has thrown 8 interceptions.
I would think Fouts is going to go into the end zone right now.
Jefferson going into the dressing room early now. 1st and 10 at the 24. 11 seconds to go. Chargers could pick up some more points before we're through in the first half. Fouts loops it downfield, and Joyner has it. Touchdown, Charlie Joyner. He had 2 defenders on him, and they finally went to the veteran who beat him deep. Charlie Joyner, a 24-yard play, and San Diego opens it up.
Well, he had time to throw. Good protection. Look at here. Plenty of time to throw.
Touchdown pass of 24 yards.
You can't cover him all over the field. Just
5th touchdown pass of the year thrown by Dan Fouts, and Charlie Joyner has caught his first of the season against the outstretched hands of number 29, Gerard Williams. 5 seconds to go. Girella will try to make it 17-3, and he does. A big boost for San Diego, and they could be on the verge of blowing the 49ers out.
good call, good protection, smart football. 49ers only have themselves to blame. The worst they could have gone in was
13 maybe, or 10.
10, something like that. But throwing that ball short with 21 seconds to play, throwing it into a crowd.
Well, the 49ers have, as you look at that pass again, just well executed. Williams was trying to cover it, and Joyner was right there.
When you can run from one side of the field to the other, there's no way a defensive back can stay up with him. Joyner's a fine receiver. Another one of those acquisitions we talked about that have helped this football team.
Former Cincinnati Bengal. So the 49ers have had to face some tough offensive clubs. New Orleans last week, San Diego this week. They have Seattle next week. They can put some points on the board as you look at Girella. And then the week after that, the 49ers go to New York to play the Giants, actually to Giants Stadium in New Jersey. The Giants have not been a good offensive team. Actually, they're pretty shaky.
That last score can take it out of your ball club. When you have a chance, you're playing pretty good football, and they get a score with 4 or 5 seconds to play, can take it out of you, especially your defense.
5 seconds to go. Glenville Elliott. And after this tackle, the half will be over. And it is. So the San Diego Chargers catching a break and some late spurts have a walloping 17-3 lead over the San Francisco 49ers. That's the end of the first half here from San Diego. So I got to get the card early. I didn't know you wanted me to read the card. I got it kind of late. So I was just ad-libbing.
Are we going to be on, Perry, with anything?
I need all the scores.
All right. Okay. All right. They want me to go on the radio. Have I got time to go on the radio next?
No.
Okay. No. No. Okay. They're going to have us. We're going to New York. I can't.
Down there twice.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger. The Oakland Raiders have just struck again. They lead Denver now 14-3. Let's get you up to date on all the scores. Final, Minnesota 13, Detroit 10. The Vikes are now 3-2, 2 games behind the amazing Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Washington runs its record to 4-1 as they down Atlanta 16-7, the final there. The New York Giants are now 0-5 as they lose to New Orleans 24-14. Archie Manning and the Saints are 2-3. The Pittsburgh Steelers are unbeaten no more as they lose to Philadelphia 17-14. Both those clubs now 4-1. Next for the Eagles, the Washington Redskins in Philadelphia. Miami loses to the New York Jets, so the Dolphins are now 4-1. The Jets are 2-3. Cleveland also unbeaten coming into this Sunday, loses for the first time 31-10 as Houston runs its record to 4-1. Cleveland, Houston, Pittsburgh all tied at the top of the AFC Central. Buffalo downs Baltimore 31-13. Look out below for Robert Irsay and Ted Marchibroda as the Colts slip to 0-5. The amazing Bills are 3-2. Chicago next for Buffalo, and here it is. The only unbeaten team in the NFL. 5-0, Tampa Bay. Next for the Buccaneers, the lowly New York Giants. Chicago slips to 2-3. All right, now partial scores. Los Angeles ahead of St. Louis 14-0. Cullen Bryant has 1 touchdown for the Rams today. The game you're watching at the half, 17-3. Should have been closer, but the 49ers made a costly error toward the end of the first half. The Cowboys run it up 21-3 after last Monday night's embarrassment in Cleveland. Scott Laidlaw has rushed for 2 touchdowns. Robert Newhouse is not playing. The Oakland score I just reported, 14-3. Casper has caught a scoring pass from Stabler, 28 yards in that game. Ted McKnight runs in from 24 yards out, and Kansas City leads Seattle 10-3. And Jane, we got the last baseball race all over.
Yes, we do, Brent. The Pittsburgh Pirates clinched the National League East title this afternoon by beating the Chicago Cubs 5-3, while the Montreal Expos were losing to the Philadelphia Phillies 2-0. The Pirates' victory was their 98th of the season, the most wins for a Pirate team since 1909. They now meet the Cincinnati Reds in the best-of-5 National League playoffs. Game 1 is set for Tuesday evening in Cincinnati. The Pirates were led today by 2 of their old pros, Willie Stargell and Bill Robinson, who drove in 2 runs apiece. And Montreal, however, was thwarted by the 3-hit pitching of the Phillies' Steve Carlton. Jimmy the Greek, who do you favor in that best of 5?
Pittsburgh. For the simple reason that I was born 37 miles from there. No, they got a slight better bullpen, I think, than Cincinnati. And
That's
in
a
the
better
short
reason.
series, it'll be a little bit better.
Jimmy remembers the '09 team, I think, Jane. He knows.
For sure.
Irv, let's take a look at some highlights now. We have got the Giants at New Orleans. Phil Simms did take over the Giants after Joe Pisarcik started, but the game really belonged to Archie Manning and the Saints. They were the leading team as far as yardage is concerned coming into this game, and Chuck Muncie out of California did not disappoint. You saw 42 earlier. Now he's in for the New Orleans score as he barges across. That made it 10-0. Now watch the Giants coming on to blitz. Manning gets it off, and here's Ike Harris. Touchdown, Saints. Here's the youngster, Phil Simms, handing off to Billy Taylor, and it was 17-7 New Orleans at this point. Manning again. Now watch this Giant defense. Carson has been feuding a bit with Perkins, and here's the middle linebacker of the Giants dropping off into that pass zone, picking it off. And here's the young man out of Morehead State, Phil Simms. New York fans been clamoring for him, and they get him. Ken Johnson, touchdown. Manning, one more time, it's Muncie. And the Saints win again. Irv, what do you got?
Well, the Atlanta Falcons and Washington Redskins went head-to-head down in Atlanta today, and the Redskins, who were averaging about 24 points a game, scored enough to win it today, 16-7. But in the first quarter, it was Atlanta getting the first call as William Andrews, a rookie out of Auburn, goes over his left guard for a touchdown, and they draw first blood and lead 7-3. Joe Theismann had a pretty good day throwing the ball, Brent. Completed 19 out of 26 passes for 233 yards. 10 of them went to this man, Danny Buggs, 10 for 134 yards. Down to the 1-yard line, and from there, John Riggins goes over. Washington Redskins lead held up, and they wound up winning the ball game 16-7.
All right, Minnesota and Detroit. The Vikes now in pursuit of those amazing Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the quarterback they're going to be counting on is young Kramer. How about the year Ahmad Rashad is off to? 7 touchdowns already. Here he is getting free right in the middle. No one around him inside the 20-yard line. Kramer goes to Tucker. And the Vikes get to the 2-yard line. Chuck Foreman didn't start, but Ted Brown was shaken up. In came Foreman. He got the 2-yard touchdown, 10-3 Minnesota. Now here's Kramer looking this time for Sammy White. 2 talented receivers as he gets them working. Rashad on one side and White on the other. It was 13-3. Ricky Kane got a touchdown pass before it was over to make it 13-10 on the screenplay. And Comlo took it on in. And Irv?
The amazing Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're going to see it, folks. They wound up beating the Chicago Bears by a score of 17-13. They are now the only undefeated team in pro football. Jerry Eckwood, a rookie running back, keep his name and number in mind. Number 43 goes 61 yards in this run. One of the most exciting plays of the day. Eckwood on the day, Brent, carried the ball for 23 times, ran for 120 yards, had a pretty good rushing day. Of course, the Bears had to answer that play with a superstar of their own. You know who he is, number 34, Walter Payton, taking a screen pass. All you can do is sit back and watch an artist go to work. From the 10-yard line, he says, I'm going to go ahead and blast in there, and away he goes. And the Bears get on the scoreboard, but Tampa Bay was still in the ball game. The Bears leading 13-10 at that point. Doug Williams coming back late in the ball game, hitting Isaac Higgins for a touchdown. It held up, and Tampa Bay defeated the Bears 17-13.
Irv, I tell you, Don Shula better not ever sit down at a poker table with Walt Michaels. Michaels will win his money, his clothes, his wife, his house, his car, anything. You name it. He's beaten him 3 straight times now. The Jets don't have that much talent. There's the Jets blocking that punt. Johnny Lynn scrambles in for the touchdown at Shea Stadium. 7-0 after the extra point. Now here's Greasy. He came back from that injury. He wants Cephalo number 81. 26 yards, touchdown. Dolphins, it was tied. But here it is. Todd, 43 yards. Derek Gaffney with a sensational catch. And from there it was Newton. And Newton banged in for a couple of scores, as a matter of fact. But the combination you always got to watch out for when you play the Jets is this one. Todd, Walker, 70 yards, touchdown, Jets. And New York upsets Miami. Dolphins lose for the first time. Let's send you back now to San Diego. Dick Stockton and George Allen.
So here at halftime in San Diego Stadium, the 49ers got on the board first, but San Diego has the lead 17-3, and we'll be back here in California after this word from your local station.
The Panther guard band is directed by Pat Hoy, assisted by Mike Camaro and Larry White.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Your attention, please. Dennis or Connie Persley, please report to security. Gate F on the plaza. Dennis or Connie Persley, please report to security.
We're back here in San Diego Stadium. Dick Stockton and George Allen. And George, for a while, it looked as if the 49ers might be doing the right things to pull the upset we talked about.
Yes, Dick, one of the things we said is they had to keep, the 49ers offense had to keep the Charger offense off the field. Fouts has fine receivers, good running backs, good offensive line. They passed for 166 yards the first half. They can't make the mistakes they did. I had a real good ball game either way until that last interception. Now the 49ers offense is going to have to open up and throw the ball more.
You know, up until that mistake, toward the end of the half, they were in pretty good shape, weren't they?
Yes, they were. I think that the Chargers have so much ammunition in the passing game that you have to defense the pass first and the run second. Now, the Chargers only made 34 yards running this first half, but when you get the ball on the 24-yard line or 21-yard line, you have field position like that, you can do anything you want to. This is a real test of the 49ers' character now. This is the first game we've done where they've been behind this far early in the ball game. Usually they're ahead at halftime or tied or a point or two different. So this is a test of their character.
And the San Francisco defense, which has been suspect so far this year, played well for a while. And the thing is, how long can they stay on the field? They're not that powerful to begin with, and they've been on there a long time.
Yes, they have. That's a good point. They're also giving Fouts too much time to throw. And that last touchdown pass, he must have had 5 seconds to throw the ball because Williams had to run way across the field to try to stay with Joyner.
Now, if you were a San Francisco fan watching this game in the Bay Area, do you come back and you start to throw immediately, or you still think you have some time to do the short passes and keep into the plan?
I think you still go with a short passing game, screens, draws, just enough runs to keep them honest, but you got to throw more to get back in. You got to throw deep a little bit. You got to try to get a big play because when you're behind 17-3, you can't just grind it out.
All right, we'll see what happens. The second half is about to start. The teams are back on the field, and we'll return for the second half of this game in just a moment. I don't have I need the card. All right, okay. I need the card. Thank you. So get them to me early. As soon as yeah, I know. I got it, yeah. Tony, Perry, everything all right thus far? You got any problems here? Well, you know, what the hell. That's right.
Tony,
Stay with him, all right?
if we could get a shot of Wilbur Young sometime.
I need him
that'd be good.
fast. Stay with him,
Number
please.
99.
I need him fast.
NFL games in progress this
Let me have
afternoon. In the second quarter, Dallas 21, Cincinnati 6. Second quarter score, Kansas City 10.
The
Seattle
preceding
3.
announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League.
Los Angeles
Bearded
14,
Dan
St.
Fouts,
Louis
16 for 22, 165 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest toss, 24 yards, and that was a score to Joyner that made it 17-3. He played at Oregon, and as many people in the Bay Area realize, his dad, Bob Fouts, one of the outstanding sports broadcasters. 17-3 the score. Fouts also threw 1 interception as Roy Girella tees it up, and the 49ers will go on offense to start this half. Lenville Elliott, number 35, is back there along with James Owens, number 20. So the 49ers picked up 98 yards total offense in the first half. San Diego 166 passing, 34 rushing. First downs 15-8 in favor of the Chargers.
We have a report that Buchanan has bruised ribs and will not play the second half. Jerome Duff, number 48, will take his place in the left corner.
And he's had experience starting there in the past before Buchanan got here. Ready for the kickoff. 17-3 the score. And it's going to be Owens at the goal line. And he's derailed at the 20-yard line. Pete Shaw, a backup safety, makes the stop. So let's see what Steve DeBerg and Bill Walsh have in mind here at the 21-yard line. O.J. Simpson, number 32, and Wilbur Jackson, number 40, of the setbacks. Simpson gained 32 yards on 6 carries for a 5.3 average. That's better than his season's mark. Jackson averaged 4.5 yards per carry.
It's up to the offense now to put the team back in the ball game. They got to control the ball and put some points on the board.
To the top of your picture, number 88, Freddie Solomon. 84, Schumann. 84 to the bottom. And Brewer, the tight end, in motion. Here's Wilbur Jackson going wide, and he'll be out of bounds after picking up
And off number 40, Wilbur Jackson.
a couple
Now
of
watch.
yards. Ray Preston, 52, the linebacker, makes the stop.
Number 99, Wilbur Young. Let's watch him. 290 pounds. Another smart acquisition by the Chargers. Watch his lateral pursuit, and he took the right angle. He took the right angle to run the ball carrier out of bounds.
He's more effective at tackle than he was when he was at an end with Kansas City. 2nd and 7, the ball at the 25. Paul Seal, 85. Bob Brewer, 82 in there. Solomon is out. Here's O.J. Simpson, and he's tackled. Penalty marker thrown. Penalty marker down as Simpson gets to about the 26. Middle linebacker Bob Horn, who has an interception, and holding is called against the 49ers, and these things can kill you.
Well, you know, I've always felt the first series on offense and the first series on defense, the second half, are critical. They're especially critical when you're behind like the 49ers. The first series on offense, you've got to move that football. You can't run 3 plays and punt it and put your defense in the hole.
Number 82, offense, holding, second down.
It was the tight end Brewer who was holding on the play. The offensive line for the 49ers, Ron Singleton, number 67, Keith Bonhorse, 71, the tackles, John Ayers, 68, and Randy Cross, 51, the guards, and Fred Quillen, who's played well so far this year, the center, number 56. 2nd and 17 now at the 15. Freddie Solomon back in there. Paul Seal goes out. DeBerg in a tough spot back at the 15-yard line. A lot of pressure, and he is down by Gary Johnson, number 79. He had no chance.
See, you can blame the offensive line for this, but when you get in a situation where you got to throw the football, come up with long yardage situations, the defense can tee off. Look at here. Tee off to the outside. Play pass all the way. Pass rush, pass coverage. Puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, any quarterback.
So it'll be 3rd and Miles. 3rd and 25 at the 4-yard line.
He had him by the face mask there, Dick. Got to hold him by the face mask.
Nothing called. 3rd and 27. And that's 49ers. Schumann started to move. Simpson carries, and it's going to be another penalty against San Francisco.
That's something that should never happen. An outside receiver should never be offside. The Chargers will refuse the penalty and force the 49ers to punt the ball.
So the 49ers come out flat as a pancake in the start of the second half.
Well, we talked at halftime about character. See how much character you have when you're down.
84, refused.
So
Fourth down.
Bill Walsh sees his team go backward on the first series, and Dan Melville, who's averaged around 40 yards a kick, will punt. And the Chargers are assured, barring a penalty or a turnover, of great field position because Fuller's at the 45-yard line of San Francisco. Opening minute here of the third quarter, 17-3. The Chargers lead, looking for their fourth victory in 5 starts. Good kick. And good coverage. Fuller is back there. Penalty marker is down. Let's see if we have a clip as Fuller is set back at his own 40-yard line.
Taken by number 42, Mike Fuller. He was immediately stopped by number 52,
Jeff McIntyre, number 52, makes the stop.
2 yards on the return.
And a clipping penalty called against San Diego, and that'll set him back. So the 49ers get a break on this situation. A 48-yard punt by Melville.
Melville came through. The punter is the defense best friend. If he doesn't come through with a good kick, they're in trouble.
Jerome
Personal
Dove, number
foul,
48.
Clipping, number 48.
Jerome
on the
Dove
run back. First
on
down.
the clip. So we said barring a penalty, we'd have a great field position. That's not the case. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, a great show followed by Archie Bunker's Place. Then One Day at a Time, more great comedy with Alice, and then the Jeffersons and Trapper John MD. You'll love that show all tonight on CBS. First and 10 at the 26-yard line for the Chargers, starting way back. Into the line goes Clarence Williams. Whistle had blown. It was a loose ball.
Number 24, Artie Owens, the ball carrier.
It was Artie Owens who carried the ball, not Williams. Artie Owens starting in the backfield.
With this lead, the 49ers should be probably more concerned about stopping the run. The Chargers have a chance now to get that running game going we're talking about. They only picked up 34 yards running the first half.
Second down and 6. The ball at the 30-yard line. Charlie Joyner caught the touchdown pass. It's to the left. In motion goes Artie Owens. And Owens is the receiver there on a back screen. Fights his way short of a first down by perhaps a yard.
Pass complete to number 24, Artie Owens.
Archie Reese, number 78, makes the stop. Chargers offensive line has Billy Shields, 66. Russ Washington, number 70, at the tackles. Doug Wilkerson, 63, and Ed White, 67, the guards. Don Masick, number 62, is the center.
Here's a big play for the 49er defense, 3rd and 1.
And Hank Bauer, 37, is in the game as Owens goes out. Good short yardage man. Used as a decoy last time when Williams scored a 3-yard touchdown. 3rd and 2 here at the 35. Fumble, and Fouts is going to be tackled behind by Hardman, and so that fizzled.
Fumble on the snap, recovered by
You know, that looked like it was going to develop into a bootleg.
He was stopped by number 86, Cedric Hartman.
Watch him. Maybe not. Maybe he's trying to give it to the fullback.
So for the first time today, the Chargers are punting. Jeff West, who's averaging 35 and a half. Freddie Solomon and Tony Dungy, who had started until this game, back. Long count. High kick. Solomon is back. He can return them. He's at the 23, but he goes nowhere, gets to the 29-yard line. Hank Bauer makes the stop. So the 49ers looked to be in trouble before. Now they wind up with the ball, but they still trail 17-3 early in this third quarter.
Both sides looked a little sluggish in that first series. I think he's got to go deep. Going to go. If Solomon's in there, we ought to take a shot at Solomon. That's his deep threat.
They haven't gone to him all day, have they? Except that one time that he was the third
and
guy.
They haven't thrown deep today. See, on the bootleg, when they run the bootleg, he runs it on his own. He doesn't tell anybody. '49er offense. What's the '49er offense today?
The national gymnastics team of the United States performing against powerful Japan and China, the Pacific Gymnastics Championship next week on the CBS Sports Spectacular, along with our second show of the World's Strongest Men. Don Coryell getting refreshed. A 6-second hang time for West on that punt. First and 10 at the 29-yard line. Hofer, 36, is in there with Jackson. In motion is Schumann for DeBerg. Let's see how he plays it. 17-3. He goes deep, and back is Hofer. He has it at the 40-yard line, and they went deep here to Paul Hofer out of the backfield to the 25-yard line.
Well, that's what we were talking about. They had to go deep. They needed a big play. Hofer was open. If he didn't have to wait for the ball, he might have scored on it. Good play, pretty good execution. The 49ers had a total of 108 yards, total offense up to that play.
Woody Lowe gets him from behind, a 46-yard play for the 49ers, who have first and 10 at San Diego's 26. Solomon is out of the game. Hofer with a fine play. O.J. Simpson, number 32, is back in there now out of the eye. The up back is Wilbur Jackson, number 40. And it's Jackson cutting off tackle. He gets a couple of yards, and it was big hands again. Gary Johnson, who got a hold of him and wouldn't let go, picked up a couple of yards.
Well, this is a vital drive right now to get back in the ball game. They have to score. They have to get a touchdown here. They can't even settle for a field goal. They got to put 7 points on the board to get back in this ball game.
2nd and 7. The ball at the 24-yard line of San Diego. 49ers, one thing you can say about them, they are competitive and have been this year. Paul Seal, number 85, Ken McAfee, 81. Two tight ends in there now. And here's Simpson going wide. Simpson fights his way close to the 20-yard line before Glenn Edwards forces him out. So it'll be 3rd down.
Simpson pushed out of bounds by number 27, Glenn Edwards.
It'll be 3rd and, let's say, 5 for the 49ers. A big play here at the 21, George.
They could be thinking 4 down. They're in the 4-down area. They're behind 17-3. They may have to go all 4 downs to keep the drive going.
Freddie Solomon, number 88, back in the game. Bob Brewer, 82, is the tight end. Solomon to the bottom of your picture. 3rd and 4 at the 21. Play action. Pass. He's got it. And Brewer has it inside the 5-yard line to the 2. And another first down on a good fake inside. Good cross pattern inside by the rushers.
A good throw, a good catch. DeBerg was rushed. Nice play action fake. Crossing pattern to Brewer. Now watch him. Watch, the ball is low.
First down.
Brewer felt he should have scored. He tripped there, slipped up.
He'll take it. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line as Walsh checks the plan. 9:42 to go, 3rd quarter. 49ers trying to get back in the game. 3 tight ends in there for San Francisco. Jackson gets to the 1-yard line, and that's all. It'll be 2nd down.
That's the play to run. Straight ahead, give it to Jackson. 2 hands on the ball. No mistakes. Same play again. Coming up.
So Jackson comes out of the game, and Phil Francis is in, so he might look for a pass here. Don Coryell likes to put the ball in the air. Right now he's trying to stop San Francisco. 2nd and goal at the 1. Francis, and it's O.J. Simpson, touchdown. O.J. Simpson has scored the touchdown, and San Francisco, coming out so flat and stale, have rallied, and Simpson has his 2nd touchdown of the season rushing.
Well, that was a big series, a vital series for the 49ers. The big play was a pass to Hofer. This should give their defense a shot in the arm.
17-9 the score, and Ray Wersching will attempt the point after with Montana holding. It's blocked. The kick is blocked. And that could hurt, because now the 49ers need more than a touchdown to tie. Gary Johnson. And in fact, the Chargers defensive line played a great game. Let's see.
Came right to the inside. Let's see if we can see that. Beat him inside.
So it's 17-9 here in San Diego. Too high. Hey, can you knock that crowd down again, please? It's up again. George's too.
Yeah.
It's really blasting. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, they let down.
You got to get that extra point.
Every play they let, see, they make a drive and then they let down.
How many touchdowns is that for Simpson in his career? Let's see. Simpson goes in career rushing touchdowns 58. He now has 60. 60 touchdowns for his career rushing. Bauer and Owens. Right. Gotcha. Earlier today, Fidel Castro talked for the first time in detail about the Russian troops in Cuba. Who did he talk to? Dan Rather. Where can you see it? Of course, on 60 Minutes this evening on CBS. So Ray Wersching will kick off. O.J. Simpson scored his 60th career touchdown rushing. Artie Owens at the 3-yard line. And gets to the 25. George, the point.
71 yards in 6 plays in that last drive. Nice drive. Time of possession, 2:39.
But it was that big 46-yard pass to Hoper that made it possible, and the 49ers for the first time went that route, and let's see if they continue. But the Chargers have it, 1st and 10 at the 21 with just under 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Let's see if they come out passing or running.
Burton, number 87, to the left. Charlie Joyner to the right, as Jefferson has been on the bench, shaken up since early in the game. In motion, Kellen Winslow, who's been a workhorse. Clarence Williams up the middle, a couple of yards. Scott Hilton, the linebacker, made the stop, number 55 for the 49ers.
Scott Hilton.
There you see the pass rushers go, and Al Cowlings came in along with Dwayne Board.
3 yards.
Board,
Second down.
former Steeler, got some compliments from Harvey Martin with his work. 2nd and 7 at the 29. Artie Owens trying to get loose. Gets to the 31. Let's watch the middle linebacker Buns, who was out and then came back into action.
Flag on the play. Here's Danny Buns, 57. They're running a sweep to his left. Plays it nice, comes in and makes the tackle.
Penalty will be against the Chargers, and it should be declined by the 49ers. If it is, depending what it is. Well, they're going to take it, all right?
Well, it's a major penalty.
67 offense, illegal hands, 2nd down.
Watch the holding to the
Ed White.
to the right of the frame. 67 White is holding there. There's the call right there.
2nd and 17 now. The former Minnesota Viking guilty there. 2nd and 17. Ball at the 20-yard line. Fouts is looking deep, and he's going deep to Burton. And Burton, does he hold on to it? No, he does not. He does not hold on to it. And Burton tried to make a superb diving catch, but right there was the official incomplete as Fouts went deep.
Burton had them both beaten deep. The ball was short. Let's watch it closely. It's kind of fluttering in there. Good call. It's a good call. He trapped it. Here it is again. Let's take it from another angle. It's a good call by Fouts. Burton's covered deep, but he outruns him.
He made some good catches for the New Orleans Saints for a couple of years. 3rd and 17 at the 20-yard line. Another one of those deals that the Chargers utilized. Fouts, penalty marker down. He was rushed hard there by number 79, Al Cowlings, who was activated for this game. But let's see what the penalty marker is. Might be against San Diego. We'll wait. If it is, it'll be declined for sure because it'll be 4th down and a punting situation.
Well, the 49ers have been fairly successful with that 34 defense. They ran a stunt on that last play and got in there.
Billy Shields from Georgia Tech holding on the play. So now Jeff West will kick from the 5. He had a 6-second hang time last time and a superb as that ball sailed to the top of the stadium. We have Tony Dungy and Freddie Solomon back for San Francisco at the 40. So field position could be on the 49ers side here with 8:01 to go in the 3rd.
Freddie Solomon, number 88, is one of the best returners in the business. I like the way he returns punts.
He's averaged 8.5 yards returning punts this year. Dungy has returned just 1 for 11. They are standing at the 40-yard line, their own 40. High kick and an excellent kick. Solomon back at the 26. If he breaks it, he'll get some yards, and a penalty marker down. Could be a clip here. And if it is, the 49ers are backed up some more.
Well, you know, since they changed the rules, there's so many clips on punts, and that's what it is.
Bob Martin.
You can't block below the waist. We have more replays on the kicking game than anything else now. I think if we're not careful, we're going to have a game that lasts 3 hours and a half.
Might be on Bob Martin, the linebacker. We'll see.
Personal foul, clipping, number 38 on the run back.
We're getting, Dick, we're really getting less returns on kickoffs and punts than we had before since we changed the rules.
Bob Farrell was clipping on the play, so the 49ers are way back to their 19 when we resume.
A lot of penalties in the kicking game.
And, you know, because you're taught to hit low, right? And now it's the other way.
Yeah, any.
Okay. Well, at least we got a contest here, you know.
Yeah. 40-50. Yeah. Okay.
I think, what do you think they do here? Are they going to try anything long back here?
I think the big thing they have to do
Crowd's
here,
still loud, by the way, in my ear. Thank you.
big thing they have to do now is not throw where he has to have a lot of time, if you want to ask, because when he takes too much time, they sack him with that rush. They got to
roll outs. The 2 grand horses in action next Saturday from Belmont Park on CBS. Well, in this situation, George Allen, 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. What kind of passes would you suggest?
You got to get rid of the ball quickly. That Charger rush has been putting an awful lot of pressure on them. So they got to get rid of the ball quickly, whether they throw short or long.
Hofer comes toward the line. He was in motion, and the pass goes out. Penalty marker is down. It was complete to Wilbur Jackson out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Mike Williams covering on the play, and DeBerg was hit hard. And it's a holding penalty against San Francisco, and they're in even more trouble now.
Well, they did what we said. They threw the ball quickly. He can't hold the ball too long, or he's going to be rushed and pressured into a bad play.
17-9, the Chargers are in front. 7:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the ball is spotted at the 9.
Number 67, offense, holding.
Former San Diego Charger Ron Singleton, who was waived by this club in 1976. Bob McKittrick was the coach here. He was the man that didn't want him, and now McKittrick is working for Bill Walsh, and he's now working for McKittrick again in San Francisco.
You never know.